Oh, yes, it yeah. The time has arrived for us to call this meeting to order. The meeting of the Mayor and City Council, Tuesday, December 2nd, 6:30 p.m. is now called to order. We have an opening prayer. Councilman Bronco, would you like to lead us in prayer tonight?
Oh, I'm trying to,
Would you lead us in, being your rebel, would you lead us in prayer tonight?
Sure.
All right.
First of all, God, we come now to say thank you for allowing us to come and do this city business. We ask now, Lord, that you just continue blessing all of us over the holidays. Thank you again. In your word, amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. Let's remain standing for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. We're at number 4. Are there any additions or corrections?
I need to discuss something, but it'll be in executive session.
Okay. We're at number 5. Is there a motion for the adoption of the agenda? It's been properly motioned and second. All in favor, aye. Aye. Any opposers? Ayes have it. We're at number 6, review financial report for the city and the electric department.
As you can see on your, Doctor, what you said, financial reports. Doing pretty good right now so far. Our income is been pretty good. This month, we had a net income of $127,000, $737.28. Which is looking pretty good. Total for the year is $307,302.93. Any questions?
Sorry.
Any questions?
Any questions? Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. So I have a total gen fund revenue as $94,213.63. Grand total for city would be $71,20.48. Police department is $54,525.88. Total fire department would be $25,777.64. Grand total for street, $13,776.44. Total cemetery, $3,604.78. Park and recreation, $351.91. Total library department, $5,626.36. General fund is $174,683.49. Fire protection is $301.34. Total fire protection is $2,918.98. Total Water and sewer, $75,058.44. Total sewer, water and sewer, $1,405.59. Total airport revenue is $1,693.34. Total airport expenditure, $4,202.05. Total sanitation is $31,613.89. Total sanitation expenditures, $44,972.38. And I think that's everything.
I had any questions? Being that there are no questions. Being that there are no questions, we will move to the approval of the docket of claims for the city and the election department. Docket of claims for the election department. Are there any questions to the docket of claims for the election department?
Are we still going to smokers to use the fill up our bill?
What
Are we still going to smokers and filling up our bill?
I do.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking that, the store by the sun, have y'all checked into that? Because they take the grill, man, that's why I'm asking.
I had to check into it. I just used the ones that I was told that's being used when I come here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Any other questions?
Any other questions to the docket of claims?
Is it a little bit cheaper there or something?
No, you have fuel, I think it's called fuel man, ain't it?
Yeah, it's grill, man.
It's paid the same price wherever you go.
Right, what,
That's what I'm asking, have y'all check into it, because this store is taking grill, man.
Yeah.
Instead of we going out of the city, we can go right here at the store and fill up.
right.
That's why I'm asking.
The last I heard, now, I don't know how things have changed, in my absence. But the last time I was told that the quality of gas that was at Smoky was a better quality of gas than at the other stores that it was tearing up, it was tearing up vehicles. They were getting like water in the tanks and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if that's still the case, y'all, but that's what I was told back when I was in this office, that was the reason why they was going out there, is because it was a better quality gas. That gas should be tested by the state. We manage.
New owner.
Yeah.
They on a new owner.
Yeah, we give it a shot, and that way you
I'm
get
just
to,
asking, yeah, they check into it.
yeah, y'all can definitely check it.
Then we checked into it. Sure can.
Because, at some point, we're gonna have a discussion and I'll get y'all involved in, something that's going on with the city pertaining to one of the stores.
Okay, that's.
Okay. If there's no other question for the docket of claims for the city, is there a motion for the approval of the docket of claim? For the electric department, is there a motion for its approval?
Second.
Is there properly motion and second? All those in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Docket of claims for the city, are there any questions?
Yes. I got three questions.
Let me get that stack. Hold on 1 second.
Big sweetie. I'm getting ready to ask a question. On unpaid claims on page 5. Okay. Unpaid. Page 5, unpaid.
There isn't a file.
I don't have fun. You don't say it.
Paid.
Not fine.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, this one says it's not fine. It's four.
That's what you
Are you looking at paid or unpaid?
I'm on the paid.
Yeah.
Unpaid. Paid claim. I'm sorry.
Paid five.
It's paid claim. On the paid claim.
What?
35076. Do he not have a gas card?
No.
He do not have one?
Wait a minute. 35 what?
35076.
35076. Yes. Yes.
He does.
Yes.
So what is the purpose of this? If he have a gas
I was told that
It
it didn't
didn't, his
accept.
old car wasn't working, this is before they got the new car, and so he bought the receipt from him paying gas and.
I can pull that voucher.
card? Okay. All right.
I thought that place didn't, I thought it didn't accept fuel man cards where he was at.
Yeah, you remember you bought the receipt in because your car wasn't working? Uh-huh.
Okay.
But they did say sometimes Dodge's, system don't be taking rear end. So that's the place you, if you don't pay the minimum paper.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I was asking a question.
Okay. Are there any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? Being none, is there a motion for the approval of doctor claims for the city? Going once,
Make a motion to approve the doctor claim.
is the properly motion is second. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? Ayes have it. We're at the minutes of November the 4th. Did anyone notate any necessary corrections to the minutes of November the 4th?
1 second, please.
Sure. Any necessary corrections? Being none, is there a motion for the approval of the minutes for November the 4th, 2025?
Make a motion to approve the minutes for November 4th, 2025.
It's been properly motioned and second. Second by Ms. Gates. All those in favor, aye. Any opposers? One opposed. It passed by a majority vote. Mr. Brown. We're at number 9 here from Darrell White concerning the Okolona Mayor's Health Council Park and Rec Program.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Darrell White with the Mayor of Health Council. And this year, when
this year next year we're gonna start our park and rec volunteer. All this gonna be volunteer. We're gonna have a PE league, and it's gonna be considered smaller kids on 6 all the way up to 13. Then we're gonna start off with our biggest kids and being elite. Our coach pitch and stuff is just gonna be kids just right around here. But our age group on 9 and 10 and 12 and 13, we're gonna get them in the baseball league with South. So we'll be going to other towns playing and we come here. So our main focus is working on getting field and stuff together. Unshay Rumble was one of our volunteers. We look for more volunteers. Basketball will start this year. Darren Heights will do the basketball league for this year too. So we're gonna try to use that hours to do that. So we just looking for volunteers. So next summer, so we will have a baseball team and we will get our kids more out this year, this summer. And anything else for me, and questions you have for me, our mission fee gonna be $50 for this year.
And where's basketball?
Registration, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jamie.
Where's basketball gonna be at?
It's gonna be at the street, center.
Okay, gotcha. And how would we go about volunteering, I guess?
I'm put it in the paper, and we're gonna have a meetings. We're gonna have a meeting with some of the volunteers, and we're gonna have a meeting with the parents on Labor Day. So all of us gonna try to put it in the paper and stuff, and try to get it out on Facebook and everything, social media and stuff like that.
I know 2 individuals who want to volunteer,
Okay.
Barbara Walker and Bridget Edwards. She used to be Bridget Ford.
Okay.
So that's 2 females.
Like I said, all this volunteer and anything y'all want to donate, just let me know. I have my number on Unshay. Health Council. Let's try to have a great summer with our kids this year. But next year, sorry. Any other questions?
I'm gonna ask to reconsider that 50, because I'm gonna just be honest, they not gonna be, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna tell you straight up. So I'm asking if you would reconsider that $50, because we do have some families, I'm just gonna tell you. And we having to raise different things to help out with other kids, and they gonna take, we just don't have it. So, I mean, I'm just asking if you would reconsider, lessen the amount to try to, if we're gonna try to do this, let's try to be reasonable. I'm just asking, what you think they will do that?
Yeah, like I said, we could do like some cook-off or something, sell something that help, that some of the parents don't have it, they can come out and participate on helping with sale purpose or something like that. More like some of the money that we earn that help with uniforms, we don't have a sponsor, that'll help with balls, help with the field and different things like that. And maybe like the building too, because someone has to look at that. I know we had some trouble with bathrooms and stuff, so I have to look at that to get that done. So, yeah, I can take a, look at that, if we can just start raising money now, might not have to have registration. So, we can start picking this up now before spring gets here. So it won't be no shock to nobody once you get here. You let us know, stuff like that. So get it out now, so let everybody know.
Okay, thank you.
Sarah, do you have any sponsors yet?
No, but I'm gonna get some letters out to like around some of our businesses and see what they like to sponsor the team and stuff like that.
I believe the pharmacy would probably sponsor.
Okay.
Tommy that runs it, owns it, is good. I'm a check. You took look at it. Thank you for letting us, it's all about it. But it is, it's everyone.
Over the last couple of years that we did, we had a great turnout. So I think kids be looking forward to things, especially going to other places playing. Any other questions?
Any other questions for Mr. White? Thank you so much, Mr. White.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. We're at number 10. Councilman Barton had requested that we discuss Ward 6 training system. You would like to elaborate, Jay?
Yes, sir. Basically, there's been some flooding. I know we talked a lot about it yesterday, but the main issue is, for one, on the road I live on, there's actually a drain ditch that's already, I guess, just got forgot about. Basically, the only reason we found out about it, the last storm that came through actually knocked a tree over the house. So when they were clearing everything, they were like, hey, this is probably why the flooding's getting caused or whatever. And then not only that, when the flooding was happening, I know like 2 people have told me, I don't know if this is true or not, it's just what I'm hearing, that basically when the water comes down, it's kind of messing with the foundation of their houses and stuff. And I also noticed that on the street.
Cabin trip. Was our cabin trip?
It was the Academy. Yeah, Academy Street.
Public Works, would you please take note of that and let's investigate,
That's on the Fourth Street now.
trip.
Academy Street, and then one on West Drive. It's where the old
One
house
on
is.
West Drive, that drain goes under the road and goes across there. And the new sewer project that we're doing on West Drive, that drain will be replaced, that's one of the spots they have to dig up.
Okay, is that the one at my house?
At your daddy's house,
Yes, sir.
right
Yes,
in
sir.
there, and that drain goes under the road and goes over. the
Yeah, this is
Sharon Richardson and goes under that drain into the creek, so Wilson Lake.
Yes, sir.
And that's one of the places they're gonna dig up in the sewer project. They'll have to dig that drain up to do the sewer project in place.
Okay, it's just another drain we found. I just didn't know if you knew that or not.
Yeah.
Because it was like covered up and stuff. Like, I remember seeing it as a kid, and obviously as we got older, it's just like covered.
There's one about.
I was talking to Mr. Carter, that was my road. He said he knows it's there.
Thank you so much, Councilman Varden. Last night, we're at number 11. Last night, we went over, I presented to the board, our auditing firm. We're still in 2021 audit. I read the letter, the email that I received from Walker Warren and Stafford, Brad Harrison, and it says Mayor Carruthers. We're currently going through our audit work to see what is left to be completed. And we'll see if we can get a list of information together to send to you for information we are still needing. After talking with the rest of our audit team, I do not believe it is going to be a whole lot more information we're needing, but I will get with you ASAP. I have asked that they try to get everything figured out and get me that list by tomorrow after lunch so I can get that information to you. And today I have received that information, and he says it's not a lot of things, but it is when you gotta go through and find those records back in 2021. So I do have a list that I will be getting with our city clerk and staff, to go back and to find these records, because there are a couple of concerning ones on here that I've seen. So we'll get that to them hopefully ASAP. Are there any questions? We're now at number 12. Is there a motion for the approval to advertise to hire 2 part-time firemen?
Motion to approve to hire 2 part-time.
I second.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? Questions being none, all those in favor, aye. Any opposers, abstainers, ayes have it. We're at number 13, discuss and approve refunding half renter fee to Sandra Collins for the city auditorium rented on 11/22/2025. Okay. Let the record reflect that Ms. Gardner is recusing herself. You can go, whatever, you won't go, yeah. Yeah. What you did, that's fine, okay. I'll make it real quick. On November the 22nd, 2025, Ms. Collins rented the auditorium for their pre-Thanksgiving dinner. That before 5 o'clock, everything was immaculate in place and all that stuff. After that, a rain came. So it basically flooded the floors. They had to come in, mop water up on the floors. She also stated that there's an issue with the drain, which has been ongoing for years. She said it stopped up. They had to, it caused so much discomfort for their family. So she was asking, we did give her deposit fee, which we returned the deposit fee when they meet all those conditions outlined in the policy. But she's asking for some type of consideration being of the inconvenience that it caused them. And I know that by under state statute that we cannot allow a person who has reaped the benefit to receive it for free. And I just think the most amenable thing for us to do at this time would be to just refund her half of her rental fee. What do you think, Attorney?
That's fair.
And
I think the board would be within its discretion whether you refunded it all or none or half, however you decide to policy.
well, I know Tom Chain told me that, we couldn't, only people who can actually use this for free and it's in the policy are the 501c3s. He says that will be a considered illegal donation that we allow, if there was I guess that's that AI Atlas trying to communicate with us.
I guess so. I'm in the sound.
I've lost my train of thought. Like the train that came up disappeared in St. Louis, but I think it would be more amenable for us,
Just talking about
yeah, to be amenable if we would do, at least half of the feedback, therefore, because we're looking for, they still use the building. It's not like they left. And so I think we will be in, culture with, even if we were audited, to meet those. So that would be my recommendation. And to further go into this discussion, that a memo or a letter be drafted in any individual, because there are only two options we have. The last one is the harshest one. That would be to shut it down until all repairs are made, because we want to be fair and consistent with everybody. The first thing I would recommend then is to consider is that we draft a memo or draft a contract, put it in our contract, that identifying the issues that we have. Richie, you all were supposed to be looking at that drainage. Did y'all get that looked at today? Okay. Well, I have to follow up with him on that. But he was supposed to be looking at that drainage issue, trying to get it resolved. I would suggest or recommend to the board that we revise our contract, and in the contract, we put in there that these are identifiable issues, and that if they still want to consider using the facility, that we will not be refunding money. We are identifying up front that the building has a leak. We're identifying up front that there's an issue, there's a slow drain. It's not like it fills up and it never goes down. You got to dip it with a bucket. People have been putting food and grease down the drain. And I've come back on Mondays, and when I walk in there to inspect, I see green beans, corn, and all that greasy stuff all around in the sink. And that causes us a problem. And that's been going on for years. It's not like something just happened, because you can look at the grates in the back and see all that grease that has gone through. And people have actually poured grease down the drainage grate. And I don't know how that may tie into the sewer system, because or where it's shooting off to. But that's what I would recommend to us, that we refund her half of her money back, and then we amend our application to identify and let that be a choice that the renter makes, rather than shutting it down. Because then that's fair and consistent with everybody who uses it. They know this up front. Almost like going to the beach and they got a sign saying, enter at your own risk. What do y'all think?
I think that's a great idea.
And I'd like to definitely meet again concerning, I want it ironclad when we do the amendment. Because what I'm thinking is in terms of things like negative publicity and so on and so forth, this still Okolona. So I want something in there before we roll it out in terms of if you're dissatisfied after the fact, you don't get anything back because that can deter somebody else from wanting to rent it and so on and so forth. And ultimately, because somebody's dissatisfied, whether it's legitimate reasons or not, it's gonna hurt the city from other people wanting to rent it.
So what, once the board approves this, if the board approves it, then that's when we make the amendment.
Right.
We don't, we don't do it pre, we do it after you all have approved it, then this team can go in and amend the application. And we put that in the application. And after when they go on record and people sign off, you sign off, you don't just get a piece of paper. You sign off and they get a copy, we get a copy, and it goes on file.
So until then, if somebody come in tomorrow and want to rent it, and what type of language gonna be on there about these issues?
That's the language that basically would do.
Because you stated that we had to amend.
No, we would amend after you approve for the amended application, we make the change.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. We make the change, like, I don't want to say instantly because we're all here, but once it's approved tonight, we make the change tomorrow.
I do believe too, we need to like state that to anybody that's interested. I think we just need to be upfront about it.
That-
It's that big of an issue.
That's the reason why I said if we amend an application, and then, we're gonna state it to them because we make sure they understand that portion. This team are very vigilant about it. So if the board approves it, then.
Well, let me make a motion to, refund Sandra Collins back half of her rental fee due to the issues we have with the auditorium. Also to amend the application with the issues, identifying the issues and use at your own risk
And no refund.
and no refund.
Okay.
Second.
All right, there's been proper motion and second. Are there any other questions? Questions being none, all those in favor, aye? Any opposers? Any abstainers? Ayes have it. Would someone please inform Ms. Gardner she can return? We're now at number 14, discuss and approve purchasing iPads for the mayor, city council, city clerk, and clerks. We had a discussion last night, Councilman Thomas. This is, he's the author of this, and do you want to elaborate on it, or do?
No. I want to make sure that, I was satisfied once we discussed it, but I don't think it'd be feasible at this time, because, we had someone who was not here last night, and I just wanted all heads about how we're thinking about it, consider it, but we hadn't played around with the money issue yet, so I just wanted to discuss it.
Okay, all right, well, we'll just, so we'll do that, because one of the things that we will have to amend our budget, we'll have to amend it to put the money into that, so we can do that, and we'll get with David on that, and then come back to the board, but this is what we want to do, at least we'll have it there for that. And we can go from there, I'll get with David. Okay. Also, number 15. Yeah. Now, general consent. If there are any objections to tabling motion number 14.
I make a motion to table.
Well, we got a motion in. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, there's a motion and second. All those in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposers? Ayes have it. Because I would have did the general consent on it if it, Mr. Thomas also, brought up something that's desperately needed, across our city. Pride, I noticed in other communities, it's an overwhelming sense of pride. And you see, there's some neighboring communities I wish that, some of our citizens would go and they ride through there and they see them and they say, oh, they're so nice, they're so clean, they have no idea that it's the citizens that live there and the organizations that function there. They come outside of the box, as they say, they get outside of the four walls of the church and they get their hands dirty. And I think it's a great idea. So I'm gonna turn it over to Mr. Thomas and let him elaborate on it because he's the author of that one as well.
All right, thank you. I was just recommending that we solicit volunteers. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take money to get the city back to where it needs to be, or to take the places it's never been before. And a lot of groveling and complaining and all that negative stuff, that's not gonna get us there. So, and even last night when we were discussing it, I just said on here about the city beautification. We can extend those volunteers to things like we were talking about earlier. If it's somebody in the home that can help us cut grass, I definitely want your child to be able to play baseball. And if you don't have the money, you have the sweat. I just want Okolona to move together, move forward, and it's gonna take everybody. And everybody can contribute something.
That's right. Thank you so much. And I strongly encourage them to, as I said last night, to become members of the Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce has what is called a program of works. And in that program of works, they have beautification, they have probably tourism. There's a whole list of things and they desperately need members, volunteers. You don't even have to be a member to volunteer. But I really would love to see our Chamber of Commerce become a strong organization once again. They're vital to all our communities. And if you look on the news, you'll see how they're active in other communities and the things that they're doing to beautify downtown, help to recruit industries, help to recruit retail downtown. So those are the roles and functions that they desperately needed. And if there's change that you want to see, then you have to join to become a member. And then you have a voice because all members vote on who is on the board of directors for the Chamber of Commerce. And Ms. Marley, how much is the fee? I think Ms. Marley is the president.
We are revising our fees.
Okay, are you going up or down? Up.
Not much, but each person in this room will definitely get a letter. Because we're working on our membership drive and our membership survey, which we're looking at December 29th and possibly here to,
and inviting everybody to come out to be a part of it. And we definitely want you to be a part of making Okolona the greatest town in Mississippi.
the cleanest town.
And cleanest, because we
And
drive every day
Yes.
to actually see. And the other day we was coming in on 41, right there on the corner across from the new store, the Brown store. It's an eyesore.
Yes.
So we gotta get out there and pick up that. But we gotta get the citizen involved, stop throwing trash out. Because it takes everybody working together to make our town beautiful.
Also, we have bulbs that are gonna be planted, and we're gonna be looking at public works to help us plant our bulbs.
Those are the flower bulbs.
Yeah, we
given by the state of
went-
Mississippi.
Yeah.
Beautification efforts.
Yeah.
We want to thank those individuals from Houston for getting those
Yes,
bulbs for us. Thank y'all so much. Anything else, Councilman? No?
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. We're at number 16 now. I erred when I sent the budget. I just have to be honest. When I sent the budget to the Oklahoma message, rushing trying to get in there after we adopted the budget. I sent our estimated budget, but we need to, according to Tom change it. And how this became identified was when we were working on the fire truck, because the audits are behind. The information that they were requesting were copies of the budget. And Carissa came and asked me, I said, well, it's in the paper. And I reached down and grabbed the paper. She said, let me see the paper. When I looked at the paper and I looked down at the number, I said, that's not what we adopted. And so then we went to the minutes, and in the minutes, it clearly reflects that, you know, our adopted budget had a retained earning of like $500 and some $1,000, almost $600,000. So in order to ameliorate, that means to make something wrong right, we just need to amend the estimated budget to the adopted budget. And we'll run it in paper. That's what Tom Chang said. Yeah, correct. Is there a motion for the approval?
Make the motion to approve the amending estimated to 2025 city budget that was published in error.
It's been properly motioned to second. All those in favor, aye. Any opposers? Ayes have it. It's unanimous. It passes. We're at number 17. Discuss and approve authorizing the city attorney to draft a moratorium on tiny houses in the city of Okolona. And we discussed this last night. There has been an overwhelming request of individuals about tiny houses. Want to bring tiny houses in the city of Okolona. I don't even know if apparently there must have been a moratorium at some point, because there was a person who, in the tiny houses that we were seeing were sheds. They're not the tiny houses that you see, the true tiny houses. These were sheds, and people were converting sheds into houses. Now, the state of Mississippi came up with a new law that stuff has to now meet approval by the state fire marshal. No person, very few people, I'll say that, very few people would like to see something devalue the property that they have next door. So because our current zoning is not addressing that, that's the reason why I would like for us to put a moratorium in place. We get with our zoning administrator. And then if there's after the public hearings and all that stuff, if there's a desire to amend what we currently have to where it incorporates it in an R3. R3s are the areas that allow you to build apartments. They allow you to build, put mobile homes in that area. And so, but even with that, the board still has the authority to put in stringent requirements to where you're not getting sheds that's being converted, because again, they have to be approved by the state fire marshal. Number two, people say, well, they bring very little taxes to the city. And it causes a lot of, if they're not properly done, it can cause a lot of businesses to run away from the city. Because when they come in and see them, that's a sign that they are, and that's the reason why I say it has to be structured correctly as far as economic development and growth. And therefore, I'm asking that we get a moratorium put in place until we can get this issue resolved with our zoning administrator, code enforcement officer. What do you think, Attorney? Now, I know the city of West Point don't even allow it.
If that's the pleasure of the board, then we'll perhaps.
So you said the city, if West Point doesn't allow tiny home, period?
Period. Madison won't even allow it because of what I said that but I think that there's some communities, they're more like moving out in the county that started, outside of those corporate limits, and they build up little subdivisions with them. But like I said, you're seeing people take sheds, not the true tiny houses that look like miniature trailers. So the trailer manufacturers, they lobby the legislatures. And that's the reason why they came up with those laws, because it was hurt their pocket. People said, well, I can go get a $10,000 shed and make a house out of it, versus going by in a tiny house. The true tiny houses cost about $60,000. And then, so when the people were talking to me, I said, you mean to tell me you think that a tiny house will sell in Oklahoma when a person can go buy a 3-bedroom brick house for $60,000 according to Zillow? But if people, people buy what they want to buy, but, I just think that we should look at not allowing to have what they call urban sprawl, meaning you just ride around and you see them everywhere. It's a deter, it'll kill a community. If you think of mine, you can call Mississippi State and ask any of those economic development professors down there, that they'll tell you. City planner like Tupelo, I don't even think they may not even allow them to do that.
One thing is, if you have a business that sells them, and not only that, like, I mean, they're talking about 50-year mortgages at the federal level. Like, we gotta be realistic at the same time. Obviously, I don't have sheds. And then also, I know, like, right after Dollar General, we got like a couple people living in some already. What would we do in that situation?
Their grandfather in. Now, I know that at one time there was an individual who was living across the track that had one. Y'all remember what the snack bar over there? Raven has a trailer behind. Raven Jenkins lived back there. I hate to call folks names out, but next to carry them, there was a man who had one right there, and Mayor told them they shut it down. Then there was a gentleman who had one down there on Fleming Street, on Fleming Street, sort of kind of behind where Tony's. It would be north of Tony's headquarters, or they shut that one down. So that's the reason why I said at some point the city had a moratorium on it. I don't know what transpired in the last administration that allowed for what you're seeing now. But I only know of one in the city. I know of one, and that's over my fast check. Yeah. So I think we should be more proactive rather than reactive, and we need to let's take this bull by the horns while we have an opportunity for it's something that be a detriment to the community.
So kind of like the trailer park, we're just gonna designate them in a certain area.
Yeah, it'd be like a zone. Yeah.
Okay, this is where it's gonna be.
Yeah, they would be in a zone like an R3 if you're in, and that's what, and I'm just thinking outside. R3s allow, if they call mixed use, they got for mobile homes, and in that area, they're fine. But when you're R1, which are residential, single family, and they talk about, there are certain guidelines in each one, like your R1s and your R2s. You can't put a mobile home there. You can't put a tiny house in those because they don't even meet the threshold for the dimensions that's required for the size of those. They're not supposed to be in there. Yeah. Is there a motion for the approval?
I'm motion for approval. To get this city attorney to draft moratorium.
Moratorium, yes.
On tiny houses in the city of Okolona.
It's been properly motioned and second. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? 2 opposers, and passed by a majority vote. Also, at number 18, discuss and approve the city attorney draft a moratorium on the construction of billboards within the city of Okolona. There's a new billboard. They come in, didn't get no, I don't know if any permit fees never came before the board, and they just put it up overnight. And I looked up and I was like, how did this get here? In economic development, these are the things that you can kill a community, and they call it urban sprawl. Now, I know they allow in West Point, because it was an issue recently. The reason why I'm saying this, that board came back and amended their zoning to where it required that a billboard had to be so many miles. It may have been a mile from each other before you could put another one. They're not allowing billboard, you know what I'm saying? Like when you go to Biloxi and you get out there, you start seeing all the casino billboards. I think that we need to be, once again, proactive, because putting a billboard they could be putting on some very lucrative, I don't want to say lucrative, prime property for economic development. And then they kill the whole deal for the city. But we don't want our town to just look like anywhere in America. And that's what I've learned, that they call that urban sprawl, that you really want to get away from urban sprawl. If you go to Madison, you won't see that in Madison, and there are a lot of cities that I've learned that, that they are progressive and they're moving and they're getting away from that urban sprawl. And I probably got some handouts where they have come to Okolona through the Stennis Institute and stuff like that, and they tried to educate us that this is stuff y'all, you know, curb this. And that way you make your town to be attractive and people want to come.
So they just said that without.
Did not say anything.
I guess they.
It should be on the bottom. I don't know, was it Lamar? I don't know. If you look, you'll see a green tag normally on the bottom of it. Down here, where Mother Cone used to be at, across the street to where that old Superior plant. It is right out, and I'm like, we don't have an ordinance on it. And our code enforcement officer knew about this because he had emailed me, but he didn't tell me that there was a person coming, and he had me, do you know of any prohibitions on billboards? And I'm like, here's a code enforcement officer. You brought all of this to the board, and y'all adopted these regulations in my absence. And so when I looked in the minutes, I saw where basically it looked like he came before, talked to Mayor Lowe, and was shot down. Mayor Lowe, he didn't come to me with anything. And now we got a billboard south of town.
That's so funny, because I get letters all the time. If somebody has some property Jerry has out here across the side, you know, that.
Yeah.
That always stops. I thought they would pay you so much money, you know,
That would be urban. Yeah, I wish that there was some way, to be honest, that the city could acquire that, because I would love that when you come in that we, you know, because to access our airport, that some funds come up to where we could even have a, you know how you come into Columbus and they have those planes that, you know what I'm saying, something that, you know, attractive. If not that, one of those big giant crosses that you see on the highways now. You see what I'm saying? I'm just, yeah. So I would love for us to consider that. I'm gonna talk to that finance person to see. And, cause I love for us to purchase that corner.
Especially like.
Right across from Sonic and, with that, United store.
So we do this. Can you then take it down? Or
It's too late for him, but it will curtail, he wouldn't be able to come up, see, cause you got one right up there by that liquor store on 41. Well, no, I take it back. There's one right down there by, well, there is one across the street from the liquor store. Then there's one right up there by, Don Wayne, building, across from the subway. And just imagine, there go another one right there. That kills community. They call it urban sprawl. You want to get far away from that as possible. So that's the reason why I said I think we need to go ahead and get a moratorium so we can stop this stuff.
Like, do they just approach, I'm just curious, like property owner on this, like, hey, we're gonna
That's what
pay you some money, I guess?
That's what Ms. Morgan said. They approach him all the time. You know.
Yeah. That could be awkward
Because, you
situation.
know, address City Morgan, since he's my new, I'm there.
Great job. Thank you so much.
I thought, I didn't know what they lost.
So is there a motion then for the approval to get a moratorium for billboards?
I would just detail, I'm just trying to make sure, it's gonna make sure like they can't do that.
Yeah, it would be in the language of the attorneys that would draft, it would be a prohibition. And there's a time frame. How long can we put moratorium in place?
I would try to do the moratorium pretty short and have a
Start steps.
plan for how you want to permit those, and or if you want to allow them in certain places or put height restrictions and that kind of.
Yeah, so when you say short, define short. How many, 6 months
Or, yeah.
or a year?
Not more than 6 months.
Okay. 6 months, and then again, we have to come back we'll come back to the drawing board then, because it'll be 6 months, there'll be a ban in place. And then we have to get with our code enforcement officer, we'll start, he'll lay out these plans, and we probably end up trying to incorporate, Mississippi State University, because they got another division that would help us in that, to make sure that we're doing what it, because we have a comprehensive plan, and we'll have to see that where it meets in our comprehensive plan. But the city attorney would draft that language, I mean that for 6 months it would be a prohibition for any new billboards in the city of Okolona.
Yeah, I say that.
We have a motion by Councilman Barr. Is there a second? It's second by Councilwoman Gates. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposers, abstainers? Ayes have it. We're at number 20, discuss and approve the contract engineering service agreement with Atwell and Gent, PA, for the execution of the CRIP grant. That's, last night we discussed we have applied for a grant through the federal government. We think that TVA, through our president, is about to go ahead and allow those funds to be awarded. And we're trying to be proactive rather than reactive, because we've heard the cries of our citizens and our customers. When I say customers, we service 4 counties, and we are trying to make all the necessary improvements for a better quality of life and our system, which desperately needed, because we do not want to find ourselves in a position that would allow our system to be taken away from the citizens of Okolona. It has been a part of our city for over 100 and almost 175 years. Well, I'll take that back. Not that long, because I think TVA was founded in 1930. Okolona had electricity in 1890. We had our own power plant. Even Okolona College had its own power plant. And then TVA came about. And we provided electricity all the way to Tupelo, Mississippi, because Verona was Chickasaw County. And over the years, they gave up portions of the land. And now we only serve, but we still service Lee County, parts of Monroe County, parts of Clay County, parts of Chickasaw County. Is there a motion for the approval? This is for them to go ahead and start executing on that grant. Is there a second? It's been properly motioned by Councilwoman Gardner, second by Councilman Brumley. Are there any questions from the board? Any additional questions? Being none, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Any opposers? I didn't ask there. Ayes have it. Discuss and approve closing the following accounts with Okolona Electric Department due to no meter usage. In your package last night was a list of accounts that we're being charged monthly. And the only way to close those properly is for a board order to close those accounts. At one time they had lights and they don't have lights now, so, but we still paying fees. And, it will be to our advantage to cancel those. Is there a motion for the approval?
Just a second.
Sure. Yeah, there'll be that sign at the boutique, the big white sign, and that behind it, we don't even own the baseball field back there behind the boutique anymore. That went back to the school. Yeah, that was the school property, and it had a 25-year lease. The city didn't even renew it when it expired, so we reverted back to the school. At some point, we probably could negotiate. I'm quite sure that they're probably going to be amenable to discuss a lot of things coming up here shortly that they may be willing to give us. Say, yeah, you want to do this for that? Yeah. Are there any questions? Is there a motion for the approval?
I'll motion for the approval, for the Oklahoma Department.
Second. Is there a motion and second for the, and we're gonna incorporate that list.
Yeah.
So you know what the accounts are. So it won't be no question.
Read out these accounts.
Yeah, you don't have to. We'll incorporate the list, and she'll put it in the minutes. You'll see it, next month. It's been properly motion and second. Are there any other questions? Being none, all those in favor, aye? Yeah, I got them marked through it, I'm sorry. All right, we'll go back to it. Thank you so much. We're at number 19. Discuss and approve accepting the lowest and best bid for the electric line right-of-way clearing service. That is so critical. You want to come up, Mr. Ledbetter? We discussed it last night. I had a little mark by it, and we didn't do it.
They didn't motion, did y'all receive it?
But I think it's the green grant.
That was, yeah. Yeah, that's 20. That was 20.
Put it on the group, man, that's what we did.
Yeah, mark that. That should be
On
20.
that good grant, where it says, we spend $10 million, so how much? We get a $10 million grant from ADA to the good grant. Or whatever we have to spend, whatever the cost is, we got to come up with half of it, they come up with it.
Yeah.
On this other deal with this, where we advertise to, take bids on cut the right away for breaking 334 out of our main substation, we had 8 bidders. And bids ran from, like $116,000 up to $451,000 change. And, this went back to our engineer, and so we got a letter, and I think you got a copy of the letter. I should have, right?
Yeah.
That's what they recommend, give to the, right-of-way Pro LLC out of downtown Mississippi.
And then we'll
So
get
what we need to do is get approval from y'all to go ahead and start this.
to accept the lowest and best bid.
Except for-
Yeah, well, and call their name out and also the dollar amount that they contract that they, bid. It has to be a part of our minutes. So it will be, right away, and they spell it ROW dot pro LLC. And that's what, and then the amount is $116,24 is what their amount. And on the back sheet, you see all the bids that came in. And I think, to be honest, y'all, that's gonna be that's an awesome price. Because I know a city that paid $500,000. The last time they took bids about 3 years ago, it cost them $500 million, and their system is like this. It's in the old corporate limits, and then Fort County owns everything around it. They ain't gonna call it a name.
Anyway, I just want to. I think that wasn't that the whole city, they, by the way, that the whole city.
The right away for us.
I mean, for Western.
Well. Yeah, for the old city. That was for the old city limit, not the whole city. I did too.
But we also don't take into consideration that we obligated to take the lower best bid, it's just the best bid. These people had to put up bonds to do the work. And I assure you, if there's any problem with this contractor doing their work, they will be in trouble. So we're gonna be watching really, really close. And we ain't got time to fool around on that, because we need to respond to it. So I'm asking to go ahead for y'all to vote to accept the lower best bid. And with the, engineer considers the best bid.
So when they'll start, as soon as.
Well, they start to be all approved.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what we'll do is get in touch with the engineer, and then he'll go ahead and touch with you.
We'll have a pre-construction
The
conference.
contract that he started.
Yeah, we have what's called a pre-construction conference, and they outline everything that, where they're gonna go, they map out, they present maps and all that stuff, and that way we'll know where they are, because they have to almost have a timeline as far as, we're gonna be in this area here, and this is projected time frame. So all that be worked out with that well and Jim. And we have what's called pre-construction conference. And what we wanna do is, when they start, we wanna send a notice out. We wanna send a notice out so that landowners know that this is something we're doing, and it's deer season. They need to definitely know that, because everybody's safety is pertinent to me.
Next thing, I request, it's okay, I need a copy of the minutes which stated that the board approved
Yeah, we'll get that.
this to be done, and also the other thing we just approved.
Yeah, we'll get that.
That way, TVA watching everything really close what we do, we just put it in our folders and everything, to prove that our board approved this, instead of just with.
Paige is really vigilant about getting draft copies of the minutes available, because we have to do that with the banks. Right. If the board approves. Is there a motion for the approval?
Second.
It has been properly motioned and approved to accept the lowest and best bid, which is right of way ROW Pro LLC in the amount of $116,024.00. You got it paid?
Yes.
All right. All those in favor, aye? It's unanimous. Thank you so much.
This will help when the wind blows, the light go out.
Every little bit helps so much, y'all. No, the wind didn't blow somebody cut them out.
As we get to.
On number 20. Spam list, Jesus. 21, discuss and approve closing, we did that one. 22,
Yeah, we did that.
discuss and approve payment for webinar MML on demand. What we talked about yesterday was that they're sending us invoices, but we have to have, before we can take a webinar, it's like travel, we have to have pre-approval. So, but we're gonna ameliorate this to make it right. We have an invoice. And what MML said that, what they're doing, they just put them out there, and they're recording of other meetings that they had, and they make it available, but we have to pay for it. And Tom says that Tom Chain, he said we have to pre-approve that, because it's like going on traveling and not having pre-approval. And he said, that's a no-no. So y'all just remember that. If you see some webinars, we throw it on the agenda next month or whatever month you see it, and you get it pre-approved. But right now, I'm asking that the board would approve this, because they're out there and available, and they can take if they haven't already. But she didn't tell us that you all have looked at it. She just said that once they've been selected, they automatically be able to see it. And that came from what the young lady at MMA. Be nice, y'all. I'm trying to keep us all legit. It's been properly motioned and seconded. All those in favor, aye. It passes as unanimous. We had to do that last month for Mr. Thomas, didn't we?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we all in this together, y'all.
That's just letting y'all know you ain't an hour now.
That's right. That's right. We're now at number 23. Discuss and approve ad for Christmas edition Chickasaw Messenger under status 17.3.1, 17.3.3, which would bring about favorable recognition to the city of Okolona. We have a request from the Okolona Messenger. The city has done this forever and a day. Would you like to speak to that, Ms. Blankenship?
Same thing we've always
Well, they said they haven't been here yet, so they won't.
We showed up, you have not read the local paper. You don't read it? Oh, my goodness. Well, it was in Mr. Darrell over there, no good to put anything about this wonderful program he's trying to do. You're not going to read it. Good.
Why didn't say I'm gonna read it, I'm not familiar with the Christmas edition.
Christmas edition is the elected officials, businesses, industries, and different people that are wishing everybody Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, thank you for your patronage. You know, we would like to work together, to be on, that's basically what it is.
I knew what I was going to need.
So we didn't make this thing.
It's whatever you all select.
It's whatever they do it every year.
We pay 5 cards, and I'm still not happy.
We got to support one, you know, we got to still, that's move forward. How we move forward, so I'll approve. I'll make a motion to approve this.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, and we're gonna get the what size? If that's what we'll need to select that, we'll need to put that in there.
It's a full page code.
Full page color. You and me, you, okay, all right. So we got a motion and a second. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposers? Abstainers? Ayes have it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Excuse me.
Just
revisit number 22, just to make sure, you know, like we was talking about in Oxford, people come to look at the minute book and all this and that, or whatever. I want to make sure that it doesn't look funny or suspicious that Councilwoman Gates made the motion and with expenditures on here. I think we need to just redo that, and I want to make the motion. Do y'all think that's appropriate or won't happen?
I mean, and that's why I don't make the motion.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because you all approve travel and vote on your travel whenever we go there with mail.
It's just limited.
This, yeah.
I know we discussing it here, but people that, like I say, we try to move forward.
Yeah. There's no conflict of interest.
Somebody looking at
Yeah.
what we doing and what we not doing. I just want to make sure that we're covered.
Yeah, there's no conflict of interest. That's travel. That's what it says, like travel. At number 24, we don't even have to go in executive session to discuss this. We have a request from we had to see that it came in late this evening. Did everybody get a copy? It has copy on it.
Georgetown?
The estate of Senator Gordon would like to make a donation of land to the city of Okolona. We are currently utilizing part of his land, which is across from the city barn, and where you see all of that gravel and Tommy knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, straight across the street.
They would like to donate that parcel of land to the city. I had put on there what the city and county taxes at the bottom on each one of them, of what it brings to the city, which is minimal for what we're utilizing for. And they also would like to donate the concrete slab, I'm gonna use it that term, over there by the Okolona Trailer Park. Yeah. So they would like to donate that, and it has very minimal tax value, as you see, that it comes to the city. But the city has an opportunity that we can apply for things called brownfield money, and individuals can even apply for it. And we can come back and make a better use of, you know what I'm saying? And you never know if an industry is even considered, or some enterprise will consider locating in that area, being in its close proximity to the highway. You know, so I think.
What was the terminology used there? What was the terminology used there?
For which one?
For like the use of enterprises coming in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know that was like something special.
Yeah, basically saying that the enterprises would have an opportunity to, that's brownfield, is that the term you was looking for?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, brownfield is where you come in and if you find that there's a property that has possible health hazards involved with it, that you can come in through MDEQ, I think it was MDEQ or this Department of DEQ, yeah, MDEQ, to the new term is ameliorate That is to make something bad good, or to correct something that was wrong, to make it right, to where the land could be used again. I think it would be sorry, man, just, you know.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the complaint with the trees from the neighbor, so it'll be our responsibility to clean the,
Yeah.
cut those trees now, cause it's over on her property. So, I was just,
So is there, what do y'all think? Y'all like to make a motion? Is there a motion for the approval?
Most of them.
It's been properly motioned and second to accept the donation by the Gordon Estate, as foresaid in the documents that's given to us by the executor John Herrick Jr. All those in favor, aye? Any opposers, abstainers? Ayes have it. Approved contract for ESI to perform engineering, design, and construction oversight for the paving project phase 2. This is for our airport. Greg was here last night. And this just to go ahead and so there's I think it's about $800,000 out there that the federal government is about to award, and hopefully be coming to Okolona. And it's all about our phase 2 project. It's, no, ma'am, this is the airport. Main Street, there are some questions that I have to submit back to governmental consultant, and I'm gonna need, David Bird to answer those questions. And after David gives me those finances, we'll come with a proposal of a way to pave Main Street. And what I asked, ESI to do is to give us a cost estimate, because in January, when we go to Midwinter Conference, it is a legislative conference. And that's when we go to the legislators, and we need to have us a plan in hand. They don't take word of mouth, come in, sit down and have a general conversation. They want numbers, they want seals from engineers, architects. If we go down there talking about the library, we need to have a cost estimate with a seal on there. We need to have a cost estimate on if we're gonna do a streetscape plan for downtown Okolona, in the street overlays, whatever project we're asking for. They need an engineering or an architecture seal on there to justify the legislatures allocating that money to them. So that's where we are, but there's another opportunity to do Main Street, and that's through a revenue bond, and the revenue bond it would not cost the citizens of Okolona one real cent. We would just strongly encourage they continue to do internet sales, because it's through the use tax money through internet sales. That's what we did in West Point. We floated a bond, $4 million bond. Now, West Point revenues that they was getting in use tax money much greater than what Okolona, but it was enough to meet the debt obligation without any taxpayer having to come out of their pocket to pay anything. And it's hard to get grant money to redo your Main Street, because it does not create jobs, and that's the number one thing that the government looks for. Is it going to create a job? Is it going to create a job? So our use tax is a way that we can get this done, and I'm looking at that. It's coming. It's right around the corner, y'all. So is there a motion for the approval for number 25?
I make a motion to approve.
It's been properly motion to set Ms. Date's speech, Mr. Bart.
it doesn't matter.
Okay, well, Mr. Bart, we'll let Mr. Bart have it.
Yeah.
All right. Are there any questions? Being none, all those in favor, aye? Aye. All right, it's unanimous. We're at number 26, discuss and approve a $300 financial contribution to the Chamber of Commerce under section 17.3 and 117.3 and 3. What we would like to do, we've been asked to do through one of our fraternal organizations, to give a $300 contribution to help with the parade. There's a feeding that occurs on the night of the parade. That has gone on. That's been a tradition for years. And Chief has asked that the city, that only the city cannot, we just can't outright buy, like this. So, but we can allocate to, the chamber was willing to be a part of that and to see that follow through. And we can allocate $300 to the chamber for that purpose. And it's also dealing with parade too. And they feed the police officers and the fire. Who all of y'all feed, chief?
It's been wonderful. Actually, y'all come and they always. Yeah.
The libraries, yes. Library, come on.
They even include the paper. They even include the newspaper.
Thank you.
Is there a motion for it, or are there any questions?
Well, I was coming through Houston today and I see a banner right there by McDonald's, I think it is. They have a little banner up there and they said something about the parade and soup or something free or something like that. I know we're not advertising that way yet, but same concept.
We don't turn anything down.
Is there a motion for the approval?
I make a motion to approve $300 financial contribution to the Chamber of Commerce
On the 17th,
under 17, 3 and 3.
at 3 and 1.
17, 3 and 1. And 17, 3 and 3.
You got a second, Ms. Gardner?
You do.
All right, thank you. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
It's unanimous. We're asking, the board to make a closed determination whether to go into executive session. Is there a motion to make a closed determination whether or not to enter into executive session? Whether or not to go into executive session. Is there a proper motion with second? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Yeah. Guess we'll go next door. We'll be next door.
Excuse me. I think they said in Oxford too, about the motion, it needs to be specific, that we need to say for the purpose.
We will once we go in there after we hear what's stated. That's the reason why you make the determination to then and see if it meets the criteria that's listed in about 13 criteria.
When you go in the store, you sit still.
Well, Mike,
I don't know.
that means that changes, but
Wait a minute, let me sit down before you turn that thing back on. I'm trying to get out of it.
Oh, that hurt. That shot. Woo.
I'll edit all that out later. There's no point having all that in the video, so I'll edit all that later, executive session out. I just can't right now while I'm talking about it.
I got to stick that little round thing on there when you give you that shot in that little round thing. You can take it off, then we can go and hurt it.
It gonna hurt you for a while,
I hope not.
but tomorrow,
You're gonna be all right.
you like this. I said, it's so elected.
Moving through.
Tomorrow you be.
Let the record reflect that while we were in executive session, no official action was taken. Under personnel, what do I hear from the board? Yeah, we let the record reflect that, while we were in executive session, that no official action was taken. So now we're out of executive session and we're able to proceed with motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion for Mr. Gabby Russell to, upon the recommendation of the department head, for him to be moved up to $17 an hour.
Second.
It's been properly motioned and second. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposers, abstainers, ayes have it. Yeah.
Who's second that?
Mr. Moore,
Mr. Mayor, I would like to make a motion to terminate to Cameron Chapman. No call, no show.
is there a second? It's been properly motioned, second by Councilwoman Gates, to terminate Cameron Chandler. No call, no show. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to make a recommendation for Tommy Webster to make $25,000 a year. That's plus insurance. He will work 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. Also, Richie Cousin, $25,000 a year plus insurance. No insurance. I'm sorry, I apologize. No insurance. Working opposite of Tommy Webster. So they would work, one would work 2 weeks, and then the other one's off, and they vice versa.
And that's our salary.
Salary.
Is there a second? It's been properly motioned and second by Councilwoman Gates. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
God. What did I say? That's a second, yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Before the adjournment, I'd just like to wish each of the council persons and our listening audience, our citizens and non-citizens, and those of you who come out tonight to be with such a board meeting, in all of our department heads, I wish y'all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Also, this is our official meeting for the month of December. Yeah, happy birthday to Select Woman Garland and thank Miss Ivan. Anybody else? We got a motion for adjournment, which is not available. Is there a second? It's been properly motioned and second. All those in favor, aye. We stand adjourned. Police not made out.